Thank you for being here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Officer Carlos Cortez, and I am a Public Information Officer with the Montgomery County Police Department. During this news conference, we're going to be sharing with you information about the arrest of an FBI special agent. Our speaker for today is Assistant Chief Nicholas Augustine, who is in charge of the operations of our Investigative Services Bureau. The spelling of his name is Nicholas, Nicholas, last name Augustine, Augustine. At the end of the news conference, we're going to be taking questions for about 10 minutes regarding only on the charges this special agent is facing today. Thank you.
Good morning, and I appreciate everyone being here today as we are asking for your assistance to help identify additional victims that may have been sexually assaulted in Montgomery County. Yesterday afternoon, Montgomery County Police took into custody Eduardo Valdivia, age 40, who resides in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Mr. Valdivia is currently employed as a supervisory special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. He has been charged with 2 counts of second-degree rape, 4 counts of fourth-degree sexual contact, and 4 counts of second-degree assault. Mr. Valdivia is currently being held on a no-bond status and will have a bond review later today. These charges stem from conduct beginning in February 2024, with contact made to victims through Instagram page under the name of DC Fine Line Tattoos. We've identified 2 victims as of this moment. One of the victims was offered a free tattoo in exchange to model the artwork. The victim went to the tattoo studio located on Washingtonian Boulevard in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and met with a person named Lalo Brown. Lalo Brown was later identified through investigation as Mr. Valdivia. After the tattoo was complete, Valdivia offered to help the victim get work as a model, and she would receive additional information by email. The victim received an email offering her to do a test photo shoot and interview. The victim returned to the studio at a later date and was presented with a modeling contract. During the photo shoot, the victim was sexually assaulted by Valdivia. After this assault, the victim was coerced and threatened with legal action if she did not return to comply with the contract. Concerned with the legal ramifications, the victim returned for a modeling shoot approximately 2 weeks later at the Courtyard of Marriott located in Gaithersburg. The victim stated she did not want to participate in a modeling shoot, but Valdivia told her that the client had already paid for the suite. During this modeling shoot, the victim was again sexually assaulted. Through investigation, a second victim was located, which had a similar introduction to Valdivia through the Instagram account DC Fine Line Tattoos. The victim received a tattoo and was told about a modeling opportunity that his friend would reach out to her. The victim received an email offering the modeling photo shoot and that she would meet a photographer by the name of L Boogie. When she arrived to the photo shoot, she was met by Valdivia. She was presented with a contract to sign and told Valdivia that she did not want to do anything sexual in nature. During this photo shoot, this victim was sexually assaulted. Several modeling photos have been seen on 2 Instagram accounts, the first being DC Fine Line Tattoos, and the second exterior models on Instagram. We are asking for anyone that had prior engagement or business with DC Fine Line Tattoos, Valdivia, who often used the name Lalo Brown and El Boogie, to contact the Montgomery County Police Special Victims Investigations Division at 240-773-5050. We are committed to investigating every allegation of sexual assault, supporting the victims of assault, and reducing re-traumatization of these victims. I would like to thank the victims that did come forward that have now stopped this contact going on in our community and being brave to come forward to notify the police about what was going on, which most likely saved many other people from being victimized. To thank the detectives that have been working on this case for now over 3 weeks, that have gathered evidence and ultimately led to the arrest of Mr. Valdivia yesterday. And to our media that's here today for sending our message out, so hopefully we can locate other victims if they do exist and hold those accountable that have committed these acts and hopefully reduce the victimization in our community. I'll be available to take some questions that you may have.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna have the mic. Deegan is gonna have the mic. We have an audience online that are listening to us. So we just ask you to please raise your hand, and Deegan over here, our PIO Deegan, is gonna come around with the microphone. So our online and community who is watching us online can hear the questions. Thank you so much.
Hi, Paul Wagner with NBC4. Online for this court, it says for the warrant that I can see online, it says that the incidents happened in early September and mid-September. But you said February. So did the alleged scheme begin in February and the incidents happened in September? And I have a follow-up question.
Sure. So we talk about the first victim that came forward. The second victim we have located actually occurred before the first victim's time frame. So the first victim that came forward, her incidents began in August. The second victim that came forward, their initial contact started in February. So she was actually sexually assaulted first before we were notified of the second victim.
So you believe that this alleged scheme was going on from February until September?
At least since February. It's the earliest date we have so far. It could have started with other victims before that, but we were notified of this incident in late October, and that's when we began our investigation.
And was the agent the one who actually gave the tattoo, and was he on duty at the time?
So he's the one that actually gave the tattoo, but these incidents occurred in the late hours of the day as well as on the weekend. I'm not familiar with his work schedule, but these did happen in the late night and on the weekend hours.
So Mike Kunzelman from the Associated Press. Do you have any indication whether he operated a legitimate tattoo business or modeling business, or was this somehow a front to access victims in your...
So he did lease space at this at the location on Washingtonian Boulevard. There is no licensing procedure for tattoo artists to have a certain license to do tattooing. So he did have a business that was located in these suites on Washingtonian Boulevard. And for this period of time, we don't know how long the business had been open, but he has been doing tattoos at least since February, we can tell.
Thank you. Fort Fischer from News to Share. My question is there any indication that this agent's status as an agent or authority as an agent had any impact or involvement in the crime that you're alleging?
So to our knowledge, our victims did not know of his employment status as an FBI agent, nor either knew his true real identity. So that is why we do present those two other names out today, because they do not know him as Mr. Valdivia. They know him under Lalo Brown or El Boogie.
Hello, thanks for taking questions. Did the victims know each other at all, or was this all just kind of randomly through social media that they all kind of came in contact with each other?
They did not know each other directly. Through getting information, looking at the Instagram pages, they were able to identify each other and had associates in common, and began talking. And that's why we're trying to bring this forward today, is have people talk about this conversation. Those that have went there and even got a tattoo and understand the circumstances, even if they were not sexually assaulted, we want to hear from them, to hear about what happened while they were getting tattooed, if they were offered to do any modeling, so we can understand the situation.
You're asking victims to go forward, but do you already have any leads that they're legitimately that there are other victims beyond the fact that he was apparently doing this more than once?
So we just have the 2 victims at this time. We don't have any particular things saying there is other victims, but we want to ensure if there is other, that they do come forward, because in these 2 instances, these victims felt they were held back because they signed a contract to do this type of work and did not come forward about that because of whatever was in the contract at the time. So we want the community to know that no matter if you sign a contract, that does not allow for you to be sexually assaulted. And we want the victims to come forward, whether they sign something that says confidentiality or anything like that, to come forward and tell us about it so we can help them and provide closure to them.
Thank you. Kate Ryan, WTOP. Is there any indication that he was targeting a particular demographic, either age of, a lot of young people want to get into modeling as early as their teens, and was the language an issue at all?
Yeah, we don't see any language issues. Both of our victims were in their 20s. Again, all the original contact was coming through the Instagram site. So as our victims interacted with the Instagram site, whether by following or liking something, he would then, or this Instagram page would then reach out to them and offer them the opportunity for a tattoo or modeling services.
Hi, that was loud, sorry. I'm Ashlyn Campbell, I'm with Moco 360. Did you guys arrest him, and if so, where, or did he turn himself in?
He was arrested yesterday by our officers in Greenbelt.
And can you clarify the, the actual sexual assault? Said one took place in the tattoo parlor and the other one took place in a suite at the hotel, is that correct?
So for one of our victims, it occurred in the tattoo studio, which is pretty close to the courtyard of Marriott. And the second assault took place in the courtyard of Marriott. For our other victim, they were assaulted at the tattoo studio located on Washingtonian Boulevard. All right, well, I thank you, I appreciate it, and have a safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. So at this point, we're going to be distributing the mugshot of this person, and then we're also going to be sending out a news release. Just give us a few minutes, and you should be receiving those shortly. Thank you for your time, and thank you for coming out.